Leonard was the perfect example of success. He was a millionaire businessman, known worldwide. His noble origins were reflected in his posture and way of being. With a vast fortune, Leonard dominated business with the same ease he conquered hearts. His presence was striking, his intelligence incredible, and his charm impossible to ignore. Many women were drawn to him like moths to a flame. But contrary to what many thought, he always treated them with respect, despite his reputation as a charmer. He knew how to be both charming and kind at the same time. For him, his family and his heritage were more important than anything else. He grew up with strong values of honor and loyalty, instilled by his family, which followed ancient traditions. Leonard never promised more than he could offer. He always made it clear that his romances were just fun moments, without the promise of a happily ever after. However, behind the image of a leading man, there was a man who wanted something more. Deep down, Leonard dreamed of finding someone special to share his life with. Leonard had always wanted to meet someone who saw beyond his wealth, someone who truly challenged him and saw him as the complex man he was. But his life was often marked by decisions that weren't entirely his. When his grandfather, a powerful and ruthless figure, gave him the mission to seduce and abandon Scarlet, Leonard found himself torn between his duty to his family and the weight of his conscience. Scarlet, the only daughter of a millionaire and known as the Princess of Charity, was different from any woman Leonard had ever met. She organized events every month to help the needy, something that showed how much she cared about others. However, this kindness became a barrier for Leonard's grandfather, who wanted to buy her father's stores. When Scarlet's father refused to sell, Leonard's grandfather, accustomed to always getting what he wanted, was furious. The mission was clear. Leonard had to win Scarlet's heart to avenge his grandfather's wounded pride. But from the moment he met her, something inside him began to change. Scarlet's genuine smile, so rare in his world full of appearances, captured his attention immediately. She was beautiful, yes, but there was something deeper, a light, an energy he couldn't ignore. As the night went on and he spent more time with her, Leonard felt increasingly torn. Scarlet's laughter, the sparkle in her eyes, everything about her captivated him. But the mission imposed by his grandfather was clear, and he knew that to remain loyal to his family, he would have to hurt her. And that was what tormented him the most. How could he follow through with the plan and destroy someone so pure and full of kindness? Now Leonard stood before an impossible choice: follow the path his family expected or follow his heart. When Scarlet began talking about her passions, Leonard moved closer, and soon, the two were laughing and conversing as if they had known each other for years. The connection between them was so natural that by the end of the party, they exchanged phone numbers with genuine smiles. The mission his grandfather had given him seemed to drift further away as Leonard got lost in Scarlet's words. He began to question everything. Could he really go through with the plan? Or would he find the courage to challenge years of family resentment for a chance at something real? The next day, Leonard was in his office, gazing out at the city lights as night fell. He knew he had to make a decision. A choice that could change both his life and Scarlet's forever. Scarlet was used to being seen only for her money. People looked at her and saw nothing but her fortune, not who she truly was. So, at the charity event, when she caught Leonard's eye, she thought it would be the same. But there was something different about him. Leonard looked at her with a curious, almost respectful gaze, as if he was trying to see who she really was, beyond all the wealth. This took Scarlet by surprise, and she felt something special growing inside her. She had always wanted to be seen in a unique way, not as the millionaire's daughter, but as a person with feelings and dreams. And Leonard, with just a simple smile, seemed to promise that. As their conversation continued, Scarlet realized that he treated her with an unexpected gentleness. He listened to every word, responded with care, and most importantly, made her laugh, genuinely laugh. With Leonard, Scarlet felt she could be herself, without fear of judgment. He made her feel valued, as if he was seeing something far beyond what everyone else saw. And in that moment, she began to believe that, for the first time, she might be in front of someone who could offer real love. Leonard was different from anyone Scarlet had ever known. There was something genuine about him, a sincerity that went beyond his millionaire facade. She had always been cautious with the people around her, but there was something in the way Leonard looked at her that made her want to trust him, as if he was promising something deeper, something she had never experienced. As the night came to an end, Scarlet didn't want it to. She wanted to stay there, laughing and feeling that gaze that made her feel special, truly seen. As they said goodbye, a sweet thought crossed her mind. What if this was the beginning of something that could last forever? With her phone in hand, feeling Leonard's number like a small treasure, she knew that she might be on the verge of discovering a kind of love she had never imagined possible. Leonard and Scarlet grew closer with each passing day, experiencing moments filled with enchantment and emotion. They strolled through the most beautiful spots in the city, discovering each detail together, and with every new meeting, the bond between them seemed to grow stronger. Leonard felt truly happy by Scarlet's side, but the secret of his grandfather's plan weighed heavily on his conscience. He loved seeing Scarlet's smile light up whenever he surprised her with new places. Their first date was at the rose garden, where the flowers seemed to whisper secrets to the wind. Leonard arrived with a bouquet of red roses, and Scarlet's smile made him feel as if he were living in a fairy tale. They spent the afternoon laughing and sharing stories, as if the world around them had simply disappeared. Scarlet began to see that Leonard wasn't just a mysterious and wealthy man. He had his own scars and dreams, just like her. Leonard wanted to surprise her with a romantic sunset boat ride, planned especially for Scarlet. As the sun set on the horizon, Leonard rowed skillfully while Scarlet admired the beauty of the orange sky. When he held her hand, the world around them seemed to slow down. Leonard looked at her with affection but also with a hidden sadness, as if he knew something big was about to happen that might tear them apart. The highlight came at the much-anticipated masquerade ball. Leonard and Scarlet danced as if they were the only two people in the room. He twirled her gently, and she laughed, letting herself be swept away by the music and the feel of his touch on her waist. But amidst the music and smiles, Scarlet noticed something in Leonard's eyes. There was a shadow of pain, as if he were fighting an internal battle. Even as their romance blossomed, Leonard was increasingly torn inside, burdened by the dilemma he faced. Leonard truly loved Scarlet, and the thought of losing her was unbearable. Yet the weight of his family's expectations and his grandfather's thirst for revenge still loomed over him. One night, everything changed. Leonard's grandfather revealed the plan to Scarlet, and her heart shattered upon learning the truth. Scarlet, hurt and in shock, confronted Leonard, demanding answers. In a desperate and sincere act, Leonard confessed everything. He revealed the plan but begged for her forgiveness. Leonard swore that from the moment he met her, his grandfather's scheme no longer mattered. He promised that he would protect her and that his love for her was real. He wanted Scarlet to know that his intentions were not driven by duty, but because he loved her with all his heart. Leonard, with all the love he felt for Scarlet, finally opened his heart completely. He knew she was the most important person in his life, and Scarlet, with understanding and affection, forgave him. From the very beginning, Leonard had decided that he would love Scarlet above all else. He confronted his grandfather, challenged the family's rules, and chose love over revenge. Years had passed, and now, as the sun set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Leonard and Scarlet walked together along the deserted beach. The sound of the gentle waves and the distant laughter of children filled the air with tranquility. It was the end of a time full of challenges, and they were stronger than ever. Together, they had weathered the storms and moments of uncertainty. The wounds of the past had healed, leaving behind memories of a story of forgiveness and renewal. Leonard, with his sincere ways, had proven that his love for Scarlet was more than just words. It was made of actions and a true commitment. That night, under the starry sky, Leonard and Scarlet renewed their vows, with no party or guests, just the two of them, in a simple and intimate moment, celebrating the love that had endured everything. Under the soft glow of the moon, Leonard and Scarlet exchanged silent promises, vowing that, in both good and hard times, their love would always prevail. With smiles and tears of pure happiness, they danced on the sand, while the path back home was lit by the stars. Leonard held her in a strong embrace, a gesture that said they would be together forever. Scarlet nestled into his arms, feeling that she had found true love, an unbreakable bond that no adversity could ever sever. They had learned that true love goes beyond words. It's a choice you make every day. Walking side by side, ready to face whatever came their way, became their essence. In that embrace, they found not just love, but also peace and the certainty that together, they could overcome anything. Because, united, They were stronger than any obstacle. If this story touched your heart as much as it did ours, don't forget to leave a like. And if you want to follow more stories full of love, triumph, and emotion, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. That way, you won't miss any of the exciting adventures to come.